Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kovacs Report. The previews catalogue videos continue with a big one. We've got Image Scene. Yep, these are all the books being solicited right now, which will ship, hopefully, in January 2026. Yes, the New Year's bringing us a ton of new stuff. And we're going to go through it right now. I'm going to highlight anything that's new, anything that's interesting, give you my thoughts and let you know what's on my pull list, and maybe we can have a little bit of fun and laugh along the way. So before that happens, do like the video if you can. I'd really appreciate it. There's going to be lots of spoilers here potentially, so beware. And of course, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Let's dive in. What do we got? We got Software Not Work. Okay, Malevolent, Justin Jordan, John Bivens, Felipe Sobriero. 30 years ago, we unleashed demons into the world, but humans can adapt to anything, even a demon-haunted world. But now humanity has created something new, a weapon that can kill demons if she doesn't kill us first. New ongoing by Justin Jordan, John Bivens, and Felipe Sobrio of Spread. That sounds interesting. We'll give the first issue a little review. That could be a new book on the list. Image are really pumping out some great books at the moment. Speaking of which, Bug Wars is getting a one-shot. Jason Aaron, Mohammed Asara. The first Bug Wars trade, I think, is coming out very soon. I think they wrapped up the first arc. Super cool. Really good fun. Now, the Bug War wages on in this extra length special that burrows deep into the shadow world of the mites, the insectoid warriors who fight, live, and die in the grass-stained trenches of the Yard. But this time, the story is spun from an even darker thread through the many eyes of the spider witches of Weird Web, the most mysterious, seductive and feared denizens of the twisted ecosystem. Yep, that's definitely on the list for me, on my pull list. So we get some 11 art actually on the left here. It doesn't look too bad. I'm not sure. Proof is in the pudding. So Larry Hama continues his G.I. Joe run. Also, we get Radically Rearranged Ronin Ragdoll Adventures number 100. What's this about? This sounds like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle nod, right? It's got to be. The villainous Overdog returns. Troy Little and David Avalone, by the way, and steals every fish in New York City. What is his nefarious plan? And will the Ragdoll stop him in time? Straight from the page of Kevin Eastman's Drawing Blood. Okay, so it's time to Drawing Blood. I could not get into that book. Come the crime-fighting catgirls you love in a double-length special issue. An in-universe comic plucked from the page of Kevin Eastman, David Avalone's fan-favorite Drawing Blood series and brought to life to enrich the world building. Okay. Assorted Crisis Offense, definitely not on my list. Not enjoying it at all. The Author Immortal, Frank J. Barbary, Morgan B. Now, I did read the first issue. Okay, and it was actually quite well done. It's definitely telling a story connected to real world events, sort of mixed into this sort of mythological story they're telling here. So it's not bad. I read the first one. I might give the second one a go. I'm not sure yet. Blood and Thunder, Benito Sereno, EJ Sue and everyone else. No, I started off this book. The art's really lovely. The main character looks cool as hell. She's got a huge gun, but it's missing a little bit of magic for me. So it's off the pull list, unfortunately. Really sorry. If you're enjoying it, absolutely, all power to you. I'm very happy that you are. But for me, it's off the pull list. It really is. Now, what is on the pull list is Capes. Yes, they are redoing Capes. They're remastering it. They're tidying up the art, but they're also continuing the story. So I cannot wait for this Invincible Universe book to come out. Number 1 is out soon. I cannot wait. This is going to be amazing. I mean, look at these covers as well. How can you say no? If you don't know about Capes, give it a quick Google. It kind of feels like a predecessor to Invincible, actually. It's a bunch of heroes sort of working on and off the clock for the company, you know what I'm saying? And it's one of those books that sort of deconstructs superheroes, but has a ton of fighting and punch-ups and fun along the way. So give it a go. Creep Show. Joshua Williamson and Trad Moore, and art by Andrea Milana and Trad Moore. Now, I haven't read the first one. I know this is sort of throwback to the Creep Show books, but they never really pulled me in the first place, so that's not on the pull list. And I don't read Spawn. Now, one of you commenters, one of my faithful, loyal watchers and subscribers has recommended I do jump into Spawn and given me some pointers as where to start. So I am going to do that, and hopefully I'm going to like it. I know, even back in the 90s, I just wasn't into Spawn. Everyone else was, except me. I sound like a nutcase. So The Darkness Returns first issue hasn't landed yet. Or has it landed? No, it hasn't landed yet. It's about to land. Mark Silvestri returning with Raymond Gay and Arif Priantio. So, Darkness was a big character for Image, a big character for Top Cow, I guess, back in the day. So I'm going to review the first issue when it comes out. Again, it wasn't a book I read back when it was, sort of in its original run, but we'll give it a go. We've got more Spawn. This Jimmy Palmiotti on this one, so I probably might just give that a little look. I do love Jimmy Palmiotti, and Patrick Reynolds on the art. The gunslinger has gotten one step closer to finding his sister, but the men he is now hunting have set a trap that he may not be able to avoid. All right, we'll give that a go. Deadly Tales, the Gunslinger. I guess this is like a Wild West Spawn, I guess. Death to Pachucho. Now, I tried to read this. It wasn't for me, but I'm going to go back and give it a second run because I think this book might be really important and really, really interesting. I mean, the covers are gorgeous as well. So this is Henry Barajas and Rachel Merrill and Lee Loffridge. So I am going back. Definitely going back to give issue 1 another go, and maybe, just maybe, it might make it back on the pull list. Now, Die, Kieran Gillen, who is one of my favourite writers, Stephanie Hands on art. I read a lot of Die recently, actually. And I love the concept. Role-playing game kids get pulled into the role-playing game world. There's repercussions, all sorts of stuff going on. But about, I don't know, 100, 200, 300 pages in or whatever it was, I just lost interest in it. I'm hoping to go back on that one as well and give it another go because this new series, whenever they do a follow-up, I just get pulled back in. I've got to go back and read what I missed. So maybe it's pretty cool. Now, Escape is shaping up to be another one of my favourite books of the year. In fact, both these books on this double-page spread are shaping up to be two of my favourite books of the year. Now, Escape number 1 was beautiful. Escape number 2 was so heartwarming. And Escape number 3 was a pulse-pounding edge of your seat issue. It was one of the best books I've read this year. It is incredible. It's anthropomorphic. It's like a World War II allegory. And as you can see, our hero here is behind enemy lines, and he's got a mission to fulfill. I'm not going to give it away because I really love this book. So go and read it and then watch my reviews. It's incredible, as is Everything Dead and Dying by Tate Brumble and Jacob Phillips. It is a zombie story with a twist. Now, they always go, another zombie story, but with a twist. But this one actually does have a twist. And it's bloody harrowing. It's really harrowing. And you feel so sort of, I don't know, sad for the main character in this book. It is very, very good. Everything Dead and Dying. That will be the final issue. I'm glad there's not too much of a spoiler there. So there we go, 2 super books to get. Again, Exquisite Corpses. Tyler Boss, James Tinian, the 4th, art by Valentine Delandre and Michael Walsh. This has been a super gory slash fest bundle of fun. I'm loving every single issue. It gets deeper and deeper each time. Bunch of serial killers and killers in general in a town that's been sort of closed off from the rest of the world. And all these serial killers represent a sort of Illuminati-style family. Whoever wins out of all these serial killers, that family, okay, who sponsored that killer, gets to rule the other families for another years until this tournament happens again. Okay, and it's just super cool. It is really, really, really good fun. Get on it. Feral 2020 Fleeks continues to be great as well. Honestly, Image do have a lot of absolute bangers at the moment. Art by Trish Forstner, Tone Rodriguez, and Brad Simpson. He's also on the Omega Kids in the Age of Revelation. It's one of the best times we've had so far, and I recommend you check that out if you are reading any of the Marvel stuff too. Final Boss, Tyler Kirkham's book, that's about to debut. I haven't read any of it yet because it's not out. So hopefully it's going to be good and interesting. I think it's got that whole sort of computer game, sort of tournament battle feel to it. So that could be fun. Feels like a throwback to a lot of 90s Image books. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, look at the covers. They look rad, right? Free Planet number 8, Aubrey Citizen, Tyrell Cannon of Vittorio Astone. Now, I'm going to say every time I do the previews while this book is here, it wasn't for me. And that's not because it was a bad book. It was just extremely, extremely heavy read. And I just couldn't get into it. But I'm not gonna pass any judgment on it whatsoever. I think what they're doing there is pretty cool if that's your style of book. Now, G.I. Joe, we've got the Dreadnought War, which is about to start, I think, now, and it's going to end in January with G.I. Joe 17, Joshua Williamson, Tom Riley, Geordie Belair, and apparently it's been consistently great. And I've read a few issues. I'm not a big G.I. Joe fan. But what I have read, it's exciting. But I am going to go read it all because I'm getting so much more sort of embedded into the Energon sort of universe. The Transformers is incredible. Void Rivals is insanely good as well. So I've got to read all the others, right? G.I. Joe 18, so double issue that month. That's a standalone Night Force covert op. The iconic Roadblock makes his Energon universe first appearance. So this will be a big one for a lot of people. But will he be the newest recruit of Lady Jane and Flint's Night Force? Or will he join a different group? Who knows? He looks badass, though. I love it. I love it. G.I. Joe continues, and Larry Hama is continuing the sort of original run. 324 issues in. And Ghost Pepper Lullaby, he's doing the story, the art, the everything else on it. I've read the first 2 issues. It's interesting. It's pretty good. It looks cool. It's very sort of manga-esque. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Good is Dead, and I am a David Lapham fan and Maria Lapham fan, but I read the first one, and I just couldn't get into this one either. I couldn't. Maybe I should go back and read the first issue, but there was just something about it. It didn't resonate with me. It didn't resonate with me. But again, that's not to say it was a bad book. It isn't. It just wasn't to my taste. So I want to differentiate between a book that I think is bad and a book that I think doesn't suit me. This book didn't suit me. Anyway, we got more Spawn, this time by Todd McFarlane with art by Carlo Barberi, Gunslinger Spawn, number 51. Yes, so it's just celebrating its 50th issue. I think, is that out now? Or is it about to come out? I think it might even be out. I'm not sure. High Street continues. Jeff Johns with his very interesting concept. Again, I read the first couple of the issues, but it just slipped off my pull list, I think. I mean, there's only so much room and only so much the wallet can take, let's just say. So I think I let that one slip to make room for something else. I Hate Fairyland continues, Scotty Young. I don't read that. I maybe should read it, really. I love the art. I do like a bit of Scotty Young. Who doesn't? Of course, the book's drawn by Derek Laufman. I Tyrant. Well, if you could make any sense of issue 1, good luck with issue 7. I just couldn't do it. I don't know what's going on in that book. If someone does, let me know. Let me know, because it was so confusing. Now, Inferno Girl read book 2, issue 2. I don't know much about this one at all. It's not on my pull list, so I'm sorry if we skip over it. Kaya continues, and also Kaya continues to be one of those books that eludes me, that is on the list to catch up. There's so many books that I'm behind on. King Spawn. What else we got? Lost Fantasy. I tried it. It's got an interesting premise. Again, it just fell off the list. The Power Fantasy, Kieran Gill and Casper Wynyard. Incredible. Still incredible. Absolutely love this book. I don't know why I don't review it. I think because it's so deep and complicated and being so many issues in, I don't think people will be interested in my take on it. But I recommend it. It's one of the best books out. Absolutely one of the best books out. So Radiant Black, I've had my wrist slapped about this one, and this is getting higher and higher up the list to catch up on, I promise. I'm not reading Rat City. I'm not a fan of Erica Schultz, really. So I wouldn't read it anyway. And again, it's another Spawn Universe book, and I don't really follow the Spawn Universe, as I don't follow Ghost Machine, the unnamed either. Sorry, Jeff. I do like Jeff Johns, but I've not been following his books. Read all the first issues, and they went to the wayside again. There's only so many books I can buy each month. Rogue Sun continue. So I guess these are all the ones that are bigger too. Now, Sacrifices I did catch up on. I completely binged this series because Rick Remender is one of my favorite writers. And this was so good, and the art was absolutely delicious. Set in a fantasy world where the rich literally suck the youth out of the public to stay young. And there's lots of other stuff. I'm really, really not selling the book here because I really don't want to spoil it. It is incredible. It's had a little bit of a hiatus, and it's due back to start again very, very soon. And this is one of my favorite books that I've rediscovered. I think the hardcover library edition's about to be announced, or maybe has. I'm definitely picking that up. It's so, so good. Okay, more Spawn tie-ins with Sam and Twitch. Not for me. Savage Dragon. Sorry, Eric Larson. I love you. I've read some Savage Dragon, but it's not on my regular list. It looks cool. Everyone loves Savage Dragon. Nothing bad to say about it. Skinbreaker. And I just read issue 2, which came out this week as of recording this video. And boy, is it glorious. It is beautiful to behold. Even if it didn't have Robert Kirkman's beautifully crafted words overlaying those panels, it would still be worth every single penny. It's stunning. I love it. It is a little bit slow paced for some people, but it's brilliant. I love it. And there's only a mini series, actually, I think. Well, I reckon they're going to continue this book because, I mean, It's incredible. But I don't know how David Finch is pumping out these pages. You look at them. Just go and look at these pages if you've not looked at them. They're so incredibly detailed. There's a Treasury edition, the oversized version, because it is worth it. And Spawn continues. I can't believe it's 374 issues in. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. More Spawns everywhere. And Transformers. Now I have caught up with Transformers. I am super up to date with it. Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora have taken over. And I tell you what, it's like Daniel Warren Johnson never left. It is perfect. I love it. Honestly, when I hear... or rather, when I read the dialogue, I'm hearing the characters from the cartoon. I'm hearing them transform. I'm hearing the theme tune. It's capturing all the magic which Transformers hasn't been doing through other publishers over the decades. This, for me, is just perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, Viking Moon was not really a surprise hit. I thought it was going to be good. It's Vikings and werewolves. I know, sold. I don't need to tell you anymore. Go and read the first issue. It's perfect. I absolutely loved it. The art was beautiful by Marcello Fruzin, and the words by Joe Pruitt really, really captured these characters and that time. It's brilliant. Go and check it out. You don't need to hear it anymore. Vikings, okay, and werewolves. That's right. Void Rivals, Mr. Kirkman is penning an absolute space saga here. Absolutely brilliant. Sewing it in with the rest of the Energon universe. We have the Quintessent War, which I know a lot of people are excited about, and that is in full swing. What else we got? Walking Dead Deluxe. Well, they're getting close to the end now of these deluxe coloured editions. They look really, really nice. I do hope they release some nice oversized library editions of this, because I'd be up for that. I'd definitely be up for that. So we get a couple of issues a month for that. Wishblade continues. World Tree 18, James Toon IV, which is a book that I started the other day because I read the first few issues when it started, and I just dropped off. But because I've just finished Something is Killing the Children, I'm on a bit of sort of James Tinian sort of bender at the moment. I'm just trying to go through everything he's ever done. He's got me absolutely enthralled with some of his work. Wrestle Heist, Carl Starks, issue 1 isn't out yet. I do think this is a book that's not for me. But we got Young Blood, which is about to kick off. Rob Liefeld is very, very excited by this book, because, I mean, I think there's like 900 variants of it. I mean, there are a lot of variants. He's all over the place talking about this book. He's very, very excited. So we are going to give it a go. I mean, come on, eh? If you want to dive back into the glory of the 90s, why not start with Youngblood and Rob Liefeld? The Cold Witch, Charles Soule, again, another one of my favourite writers, but I've not read any of The Cold Witch. I might start that soon at some point. Criminal continues with Volume 10. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. I love their sort of noir crime stuff. It's just incredible. Criminal has been consistently brilliant since day one. Farmhand. So we're into the trades. Farmhand. I'm not sure I've read that one. Five Weapons. Well, that's an odd one. I haven't seen that for a while. Jimmy Robinson. Yeah, so this is about, so it's a bit like Deadly Class. It's a school for assassins, essentially, and that's what it's all about. And the 5 weapons, if I remember rightly, you could train in different houses. So like in Deadly Class, you've got different houses, you know, you've got the sort of like the sort of punks, the Latinas, the different sort of crime families, as you get with a lot of these sort of high school assassin stories. You've got the knife, the gun, exotic weapons. So you choose the weapon that you want to sort of specialize in, and you join that house, and it's about a story that unfolds in there. I haven't read this for years, so that's going straight from memory. But I will note it's in their 6x9 format, which is a lot smaller than your average trade, because I tell you what really upset me was the Juvenile miniseries that came out, which was gorgeous. Okay, it was each page was basically 4 widescreen panels, every single page, every single issue. And the art, forget about the story, which was great, but the art was such a highlight of the book. Why did they scale it down? It's one of those little things. I sent it back. I thought that original issues will have to do. Wait until they do a real or oversized edition of it. So I just want to let you know that it will be a smaller size book. Moving on, George Perez's The New Teen Titans Art Edition. I know a lot of you are going to snap this up, and it's going to be beautiful. Let's take a little look. So, Marv Wolford, of course, and George Perez go behind the scenes of the formation of one of the most iconic teams in comic book history with George Perez New Teen Titans Artist Edition. Now, these are super oversized books. Okay, they're big. All right, they're $150. It's 192 pages, and it's out on the 7th of January next year. Marv Wolfman and George Perez created a massive hit for DC Comics when the New Teen Titans hit comic shop shelves in 1980. The team of Robin, Starfire, Wonder Girl, Raven, Kid Flash, Cyborg, and Beast Boy stole everyone's hearts, rivaling even the X-Men for preeminence in the comic market. This artist edition of George Perez's stunning work will give a unique view into how the Teen Titans came to be, featuring a large selection of the artist's original art, including beautiful covers and a curated selection of pages from issues 1 to 40 and more of the New Teen Titans. Right. Plus, a heartfelt introduction by Perez's longtime collaborator and New Teen Titans co-creator, Marv Wolfman. Although appearing to be in black and white, all the art is scanned in colour, enabling readers to see the work as close to the original as possible. Ink gradients, blue pencils, and all the unique nuances that make original art so special are all clearly visible and printed at the same size as drawn. This is an art book disguised as a comic collection. The only better way to see these pages would be looking over Perez's shoulder at his drawing board. Yes, looks gorgeous. It also looks like it's got a variant cover too. Kaya, well, we mentioned Kaya before. Let's see. Oil and Water, the painted Brian J. Haberlin hardcover. So that's odd. They're doing a 120-page art book here. I'm not familiar with this, but the art does look lovely. The Seasons, again, one of my books of the year by Rick Remender. He's got 2 books of the year at least, maybe 3 from me this year. I need to do a video before the end of the year of all my favourite stuff, actually. But The Seasons, again, has just been an absolute roller coaster of fun. It is beautifully drawn. It is beautifully written. It is flawless. Rick Remender and Paul Azaceta cannot wait for this book. I love it. I love it. Right, Spawn, The Tin Can Society, Peter Warren, Francesco Mobley. I'm halfway through this and it's really, really good. It's a superhero murder caper with an investigator trying to find out who killed the superhero, who was an old school friend of hers, and she assembles the rest of their sort of friendship group, the Tin Can Society, to try and work out who murdered their friend and superhero. So it's been really, really good so far. Really, really good. And the thing about this book is it's 250 pages and they are only charging $20 for it, and it's full color. So it is definitely worth a pickup if you're into those kind of stories. I mean, look at that cover. Stunning. Transformers. Wow, the UK compendium book. Now, this is something that's going to tickle me pink, because I tell you what, these are the books that got me through some of the worst times of my life as a child. They were oversized British prints of the Transformers, and they are bringing it back. I've got to see what's in here. So, story, Simon Furman, Steve Parkhouse, of course, Mike Collins, Ian Rimmett, James Hill, art by John Ridgway, Mike Collins, Jeff Sr., Jeff Anderson, Barry Kitson, Will Simpson, Ron Smith, Dan Reed, and Stephen Baskerville. The must-read collection for every Transformers fan. Discover the hard-to-find, iconic Transformers comic, originally published in the UK, that redefined the war between the Autobots and the Decepticons. Actually, I've got a funny story, right? So these were oversized books, right? Oversized comics. And even back then as a child, I was very precious about my comics. I don't know why. I wanted to be a comic book artist. All I cared about. I work in creative industry now, actually. Have done for 33, 35 years. And I was so precious about it. And one day I came home from school and my mum was absolutely beaming from ear to ear. She had a super, super surprise for me. And I was like, what is it? What is it? I couldn't wait. Then she brought out this binder, you know, with the big metal rings, 6 metal ring binder that clicks open, snaps shut. And she had hole punched all of my Transformers comics into these binders and put them in a range and written volume 1, volume 2 on it, thinking that she was doing something nice. But she destroyed them. Holes were punched through the artwork and dialogue. I could not, honestly, I was going to disown her. I just literally broke out in tears and she couldn't understand why. Anyway, that's my funny story. So it's nice. It's nice that they're reprinting these books. So the terrifying Decepticon known as Galvatron has arrived on Earth from 20 years in the future. With Optimus Prime nowhere to be found, the Autobots have no choice but to team up with their worst enemy, Megatron. Collected in compendium format for the first time ever, these iconic Transformer UK stories are perfect for fans new and old. Now, is it all in order? I doubt it. Okay, the Transformer UK, so we've got 921. Okay, so it's not 1 onwards. I'm hoping compendium 2 will fill in the gaps. Yeah. But you get a whole ton there. 1,064 full color pages for $65. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Unchosen, David Marquez. Again, this was a first issue. I enjoyed it. The second issue didn't quite capture me, and it's fallen off my my pull list. But there's the first trade. Let's see what's next. I wonder what else. Is this it? I think, no, yes, we are. We're at the end of the image previews. That's it. That's my pulls. You know, those are my thoughts on these books. There's some in there that I'm very excited to see. There's a lot of new stuff. I think we had that the last previews and the previews before. I think they've got a lot of titles that are sort of in the middle of where they're going. So there's a lot of cool stuff to read coming in January from Image as usual. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you're picking up. Let me know what I'm missing out. Let me know if there's anything super special in there that you really enjoy. We'll have a little chat in the comments. So until next time, like the video if you can. Please do hit subscribe. It would really help me out and I appreciate it. But take care and we'll see you in the next one. And let's roll the rollout tiles to remind you to subscribe again. Cheers, guys.